Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, this is Best in Slot, and tonight we're going to predict the Jurassic World Evolution final species list. And I know what you're saying, Best in Slot, you've done that before, and we have done that before, but we're going to take a very different approach tonight. We're going to use a little bit of science. We're going to use Jurassic World Evolution's very own website, and the fact is we've learned so much about the game since the last time I did this. We actually have two different methods for trying to figure out the species list, both that end up with fairly different results. So I'm going to go through one way tonight, but I want to quickly address the other one. This is from the Jurassic World Evolution subreddit by Prattlemox, and what they've done is basically go on the gameplay research that we got from the LA event and take the list of 30 dinosaurs. Now we know there's more than 30 in the final game, but this is the 30 that were in the dev build, even though 4 of them were the only ones unlocked. That would be the Ceratosaurus, Edmontosaurus, Triceratops, and Struthiomimus. But whilst you couldn't see that, those 4 were alphabetical. You know, you can see Ceratosaurus is up here, whereas the Triceratops is down here. Edmontosaurus is down in the middle. They were alphabetically ordered, and in the gaps between them, whilst you couldn't see the individual dinosaur, you could see whether they were carnivorous or herbivorous. So using that and dig site information and a little bit of logic, they put in the dinosaurs they think would fit into the build and end up with a list like this. And it's a pretty good list. This could be what the final dinosaur list looks like, plus 5 to 10 more. And the only one I disagree with is Tetraiphonius, which I suspect is actually a Tarbosaurus. But other than that, it's a pretty good list. I could see it being part of the game. So you could go for that theory. The only reason I've gone for my way of doing it, that we're going to talk about tonight, is because that way uses a dev build, basically, whereas this uses the up-to-date Jurassic World Evolution website. Either of them could be correct, both of them could be entirely wrong, but we're going to go for this method. So what I've done is pull this from the website and label them for your help. This is the Ankylosaurus, Apatosaurus. These are all the dinosaurs with species profiles. Now, there's 2 things to address here nice and quickly. First things is these gaps, where there clearly aren't going to be species profiles. Some people say these gaps don't appear on certain websites and stuff. For me, they're always there, and they clearly look like a conscious choice. Why would the gaps be there if they don't mean anything? So my theory is that those gaps are there because they are dinosaurs that will not get a species profile before the game comes out. The second thing we have to assume going forward is that all these locked ones are species profiles, and that has been the case so far. So come this Friday, let's say, I don't know, Tyrannosaurus Rex is going to get a species profile, then this one here would boop, pop open, and we'd get a Tyrannosaurus Rex, something like that. It may not be exact, but these are future species profiles. No. So they're the future species profiles. There is quite a few of them. It's more than 7. We only have 7 weeks before the game. We only have 7 weeks. We only have 7 weeks before the game is out. And that means there's too many species profiles there. But I suspect basically this is just a way of hyping the game up. Instead of just 1 a week until the game is out. Maybe in the final week they'll drop 7, 1 a day leading up to the release of the game, with Tyrannosaurus Rex coming out the day before. If I was leading marketing, I would do something like that. You want to drip feed information at the start, and then right as the game is coming out, you want to build up that hype, put in your most exciting dinosaurs into those species profiles. So that's what we're going to roll with. But that would give us 35 total dinosaurs. It would actually give us 40. We'll address that in a second. But there we go, 35 confirmed dinosaurs. And there's another little thing here, I'm going to show you. We're going to bring this in. This is all the confirmed dinosaurs so far. So this is from pre-order trailers, this is from just information we've gathered in general. The problem with integrating all of these dinosaurs in is they don't fit. So, I'll show you. We get Struthiomimus, we get Styracosaurus, and we get Suchomimus, 2 of which of course are from the deluxe edition, the Styrac and the Sucho, and they don't fit. Between Stego and Triceratops, which is where they would go, there is no room, so that can't be correct. So going forward to design this list, what we have to assume is that these 35 will not include the deluxe edition dinosaurs, which is quite logical to me. I think if you're going to do these species profiles, which people get very excited about, you don't necessarily want to advertise the dinosaurs that people have to pay extra for. I think that might trigger some people the wrong way. Wouldn't bother me personally, but I can see why some people would maybe take that the wrong way, because people like to take everything the wrong way. So I suspect maybe those deluxe edition dinosaurs don't make it into this list of 35, which would bring our total dinosaurs up to 40 if you included the deluxe edition dinosaurs on top of this 35 list we're going to design tonight. Everyone with me so far? Everyone with me so far? So we've got 35 dinosaurs, 14 already revealed. We have to find the other 21. And I've done just that. Let's move on. should say quickly, the Archaeonophthalmimus does have a little PNG image on the website, which is similar to ones from the species profile, which some people have used to assume it would, you know, slot in right there in the species profile. But and that may be that sort of discredits the whole thing. But as far as I'm concerned, maybe that is just for something else. It's a deluxe edition dinosaur. Maybe they want to use that little image for something in the future. Very much a logical assumption. So we're going to do the same again. Confirm dinosaurs, but this time sans exclusives. So I've integrated all the other dinosaurs sans the exclusives back into the list, as you can see. And we've still got a little bit of a gap here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 spaces left that we have to fill in with some speculative dinosaurs. And we've done just that. Let's do just that. Plus speculative dinosaurs. So I filled in the rest using dig sites, using canon dinosaurs, using some logical choices. So to go through and mention a couple of them, let's just have a look here. So Australovenator, I cannot pronounce that guy. Australovenator, there we go, something like that. Austro and I believe it's Minmi are the only two dinosaurs really from the Australian dig team, I think it is. One of the dig teams anyway, they're pretty much the only logical choice from that dig site, and the only ones that really fit in that gap. The gap between Apatosaurus and Brachiosaurus is quite hard to fill in some ways, and it's a logical choice. That's happened quite a lot throughout this list. Utahraptor, fairly logical, you'd think, given... I think they want multiple of the same sort of type of dinosaur. So we've got Velociraptor, Deinonychus, Utahraptor. Struthiomimus, Gallimimus, what was the other one? Archaeonophthalmimus. You see how that would make life easier if you have 2 or 3 dinosaurs that are similar build, animation, stuff like that. There's a limited time in the dev cycle at the end of the day. Same thing with the Tuijangajangajangasaurus, very similar to the Kentrosaurus, probably has a similar animation build. Then every now and again there's a sort of more obscure dinosaur in there that makes less sense, Unenlegia being one of them. It's very difficult to find a logical dinosaur that fits between Syntausaurus and Velociraptor. Unenlegia is where I landed on it. Again, it's one of the only dinosaurs from its dig site and would be an interesting dinosaur. They've already shown with the Syntausaurus they like to have some slightly more obscure dinosaurs in there. I should address this really quickly. If you look here for, say, our Deinonychus, Dilophosaurus, Coryphosaurus, again a returning Jurassic Park dinosaur, very logical, and Diplodocus, they aren't quite in the right order, they're not alphabetical, it's just that these are the 4 dinosaurs that will sit between Chasmosaurus and Edmontosaurus in my theory. The whole thing is not strictly alphabetical, but it is between the revealed species profiles, if you get what I mean. Does that make sense? That makes sense. Everything else... The hell is that noise outside? Everything else is a fairly logical inclusion, I think. Therizinosaurus would be a really interesting dinosaur. I know loads of us want to see it in the game. Even if it's featherless, I'm kind of curious what a featherless Therizinosaurus possibly looks like. That would sit logically in that gap right there. For the majority of these, I've gone for ones that make sense from the dig site. That there's no other dinosaurs that I believe personally would make sense for that dig site. Herrerasaurus, of course, a very logical choice, very much a common dinosaur at its dig site that's in the game, and is part of Jurassic Park canon, so again, you know, makes even more sense. And really that's the list I ended up with. There's different directions you could go, maybe 1 or 2 here and there I may have changed. Unenlegia I'm a bit iffy on. Tarbosaurus could be something else, there's possibilities there, but this is a list I'm pretty happy with, using lots of different things. Now, the last thing to address nice and quickly, this, of course, plus the deluxe edition dinosaurs would give us 40. Now, 40 dinosaurs, interestingly enough, is the exact same number that the German PC game magazine mentioned were in the game. The Indominus Rex, I suspect, may actually be a Mamenchiasaurus. We know Indominus Rex is in the game, but it is unlocked via research, so that could be a separate thing altogether. We don't know for sure. The other thing to say is, you'll notice there's no Allosaurus, there's no Baryonyx, there's no Sticky Moloch, there's no Sinoceratops, there's no Indoraptor. We know the Indoraptor is not in the game. Based on the dig sites that are in the game currently, we don't think Carnotaurus is in the game. Carnotaurus' dig site is not on that map, it's just not. And the same is true for a couple of the other dinosaurs that would arrive in Fallen Kingdom. Now, because this game comes out 10 days or so before the American release of Fallen Kingdom, the prevailing theory is very much that, to avoid spoilers and stuff, what they've done is held back the Fallen Kingdom dinosaurs until the film comes out, and then to kind of cash in on that hype, they'll release a DLC, probably a free one if I had to guess. They'll release a DLC that will boost the roster up by another 5 or so dinosaurs. Feel free to voice your own speculation and stuff down below if you disagree with this list. Maybe you prefer this method. I've started to maybe swing towards this method, but we just don't know for sure. I just wanted to do some science and look at a cool list of dinosaurs. Hope you enjoyed the video, folks. Do remember to like and comment and subscribe to be kept up to date with all the latest mindless speculation about Jurassic World Evolution and of course gameplay when the game actually comes out. Cheers, much love, as always, bye bye. Quick little shout out at the end. This video and all the others would not be possible without the support of you guys at home and also all my Patreon supporters who are listed up on the page right now for April 2018. Thank you guys for all the help, and if you want to join in and help me out a little bit, you can do so at patreon.com/bestinslot. Thanks for joining me.